Selamat datang ke Lombok kalian. Selamat datang ke Lombok semua. Welcome everyone to this fabulous track here in Lombok, the Mandalika Street Circuit. It's round three of Formula Hololive International. I'm not sure why the logo is actually in this location, but here it is. It's almost fixed. But anyways, round three of Formula Hololive International. He's here in Mandalika Street Circuit for one of two Indonesia races of the international calendar. We're going to kick this off with the Mandalika Superprix. But first of all, let's take a look into the track map first and foremost. We're talking about a racetrack, 4.3 kilometers of Mandalika Street Circuit. Every driver has the face, and as you can see here, there's a lot of tight and twisty sections on the circuit. There's going to be like 12 corners. But I think we forgot to change the fact that it's actually 17 corners. How the track works, once again to onboard for our first qualifying lap. Anyways, lap count for the Superprix, 58 laps, 250 kilometers, which is 156 miles, compared to the Grand Prix, which is going to be held tomorrow, 71 laps over 305 kilometers, or 190 miles. And the target lap time is going to be set at a 117.837. That is the target lap time anyone is going to need to beat in order for them to get a secured spot at pole position. So of course the home race for all Hololive Indonesia talents. Obviously we got 9 of the talented virtual YouTubers from the Indonesia region in the Hololive, and you'll see their cars representing in this race. And this circuit in particular hosts multiple motorcycle racing events, which includes MotoGP and Superbikes. And due to its configuration, the circuit layout that favors bike racing, there's going to be a lot of runoff areas and a lot of track to exploit for all of these drivers involved. And then the next year is a double header event, a Superprix on a Saturday and a Grand Prix on Sunday. So let's take a look into the starter's guide. Just want to give you all a bit of a reminder what the cars look like. Barring changes from the from ID3, which is Polo Hero, all of the cars and designs have remained relatively unchanged, and the lineup also have remained relatively unchanged. We also wanted to take into account potential driver changes that might come after this weekend. Well, we'll have to wait and see for that. So anyways, let's move on into the championship order for the full-time entrance to the standings after round 2, which is at Phil Island. Jake Martinez leads Juan Castando, Warren Calliope leading Oro Fernie by over 17, by around 17 points. Dan Evans for Irony 15, the best ID class car up to this point, at 258 points. Takeda Adachi and Hanori having a bright start to the season in 4th and 5th. Especially for Hanori Miyuki, who is about to represent Okanaeru in her new colors. Same goes for Mona Kashilage for Kyle Kowalska. She used it 6th. Angela Sims 7th for Anya Melfissa. Chico Takabori 8 for Chris Yoldin. Morika Mendes and Kento Kai running on the top 10 for Kiara and Faye respectively. Ben Jensen sits 11th for Iris. Alongside Ethan for 12 for Nana Shibume. Tally on the screen. And this wanted, and Takaya is 13th and 14th, 55 and 44 points respectively for Risu and Luna respectively. Kate Garcia sits 15th for Vestia Zeta. Obviously she's got a long way to go before she can try to challenge herself out the top. And we have Sean Belial, Zeke Wimberley, 16th and 17th, 26th and 8 points. They need a good start. They rebound very well in these races, in these two races, if they want to have momentum to challenge for the championship. They represent Gargura and Serfano respectively. Yuri Rafael de Oliveira sits in 18th place, being the most recent driver that's finally scored points in this race, in the series. For Pamolia Rene, only 1 point. And Bernardo Santiago currently is the only driver in the lineup to not score a single point yet. He represents Monster Amelia. Will the fortunes change? We'll have to wait and see. And without other way, we're going to move this over into a qualifying session. I'm Mama Shazid Reza in the commentary booth, and unfortunately, again, circumstances have not been in our favor. We have planned multiple commentators to join up for commentary, in particular Zeke Wimberley or Kamina Riba. but they are currently unavailable up to this point. And also, I apologies if I have to lay myself back because I am not at my healthiest right now. But anyways, we have the first car on track and the first driver on track, Juani Costanto, number 92 Oro Cloney. Remember, he currently sits second place in the Formula Hololive International. His main rival, of course, is currently Jake Martinez. Juan Casanto 17 points behind the championship leader, who is a Green Reaper, also a rapper. So we have this qualifying session just getting underway here. Juan Casanto just trying to warm his tires up for his outlap. I imagine it's going to be pretty easy here in Mandalika due to its high sweeping configurations. And also we have Hanare Miyuki with her revamped color for Kobo Kanairu. Look at the contrast between the darker blue and the lighter blue. Of course, Miyuki just had her white uniform officially unveiled in the Hololive Countdown stream. But we'll talk about that later. Hanare Miyuki is about to start her flying lap, coming at the exit of turn 17. It's one of the few hairpins in this corner, and so she needs to get this exit right for this main straight to get the most out of this straight. Our lap has just started coming into turn 1. Oh, 75-meter board coming into turn 1. Oh, it's almost trying to cut the track there. Miyuki trying to use most of the track. Bit of a lift and a sharp dab of brake coming into turn 2. Turn 3, hanging on in the third gear. Into turn 4, coming into turn 5. Easy flat out. And then coming to this section is 6, 7, 8, and 9. Easily gliding these Formula 2 car velocity down for the grip on these tires. Coming into this hard braking zone in turn 10. Brake at a 100-meter board. Hang around in second gear. Hit the apex. Turn 11 coming up. Short down with the brakes here. No downshifting just yet. Hanging around the 4. Bit of a lift there in turn 12. Coming to turn 13, had a bit of a down with the brakes there. Into turn 13, coming to 14, and I hit the triple brake section. You need to brake enter this at the same time, turn 15, and then coming into turn 16. So it's like the bank turns 13 and 14 in a sense. Coming into the final corner, turn 17. Tight corner there, and that should be it for the Mandalika lap. And that sets Hanare Miyuki in third place, 119.126. Dan Evans is still faster, 117.736. Takeda Adachi, provisional pole, 117.649. The Takodachi shows up once again as he currently sits at 117.649. Zeke Wimbley is trying to catch up, and Sims is getting closer, 0.03 of a second between these two. Can't separate them more than that. Lorenzo Ricci has just finished his lap. Sorry. Apologies here. It's not actually going to be Lorenzo Ricci. It's actually Juani Costanto. So we're gonna have to red flag this qualifying session again, and we're going to restart qualifying with 11 minutes to go. Apologies if we have to do this. Now if you excuse us, we're gonna go on a short break, just to re-erect the problems. I'm open for all questions in the chat rooms for both Twitch and YouTube. So if you have any questions to share, feel free to share. Again, we have a bit of a problem. If you guys have just joined in, we have a bit of a problem. It's still Lorenzo Ricci in the Watson Amelia car and not the latest driver in Bernardo Santiago. So we have officially fixed the problem once again, and hopefully this problem does not repeat itself once again. Anyways, oh, and at the same time, as we said, this Watson Emilia is enjoying this thing. Okay, so apologies here. Okay, so we're getting ourselves back underway at Mandalika for this restarted qualifying session. Every time is going to be reset, and we're gonna do the full 15 minutes of qualifying again. So apologies, we had to do this again, but we need to make sure every entrant has the correct names. So anyways, back out on track and it's looking okay. Here we have the Watson Emilia car, and now I can confirm that it's actually Bernardo Santiago in the number 88. So we're gonna go on board a Formula Hololive ID class car for another lap here at Mandalika, just to show you where you can improve. So we're gonna go on board with Monica Shalage, car number 58 for Kyla Kowalska. As we mentioned, you have a good exit off of that final corner in order for you to maximize your time gained on the straights. As you can see here, brake at around in between 150 meter boards to turn 1, and then you can see here coming into this fast section here, a bit of a dab of the brakes coming to turns 2, and a bit of lift into 3 and 4. And then of course, at this point on, you can go flat out. At this point, racing line is going to be the one that decides where you need to go. 25, 9, 10 for Shalage in the first sector. Just flat out all around. Then 100 meter braking area coming into turn 10. Your speed track 276.3 kilometers per hour, but with these downforce in the cars, you can easily gain a lot of bikes. 195.13 for Shalage in the second sector. And obviously, she really needs to ace the acceleration point and this braking area in particular in order for Shalage to gain as much time as possible. You can see she hugs the curve as much as she can, but she also knows she can attack the curve as much as she can. But the curves here are actually flat, like very flat. Well, you see here Shalage eventually lost a lot of time, 1:19.082, because the fastest times are actually set at a 1:17, so she's gonna lose out. So we have Team Tayo currently dropping the provisional pole time. Of course, more drivers are going to cross the line. Just cross the line. Dan Evans, 1:18.441, he continues to show. Hanori Miyuki, 1:18.505. Aziz Mwazi is about to start his lap. Takeda Adachi is about to start his lap. Looking into drivers who are about to finish their laps. Monica Santo. Oro Crony Willis D. No, 1:18.663 for him. Now we have Bernardo Santiago about to complete his lap. Will there be marked improvements from the Amelia Watson number 88? Yes, he does. 1:17.923 for Santiago. He sits on provisional pole. Kento Kai. Not okay, kind of. He is currently down in around a 1:19.3 at the moment. And now we have Sean Goliath also setting a 1:18.093, only 1/10 behind Bernardo Santiago. That makes it an Ame-Same front row. Julio Victor Mendez sits 6th at the moment in this qualifying session. Jake Martinez continues to show. Currently, Takeda Adachi have yet to complete his lap. We're gonna go see where Takeda Adachi is. Here he is. coming into the exit of turn 16, heading into turn 17. Where will the Japanese driver end up? Crossing the line, 8th place. And we have Zeke Wimberly and Yuri Rafael de Oliveira making more upsets. Look at Wimberly currently qualifying only 12 thousandths of a second behind Ethan Bertelsen. In between Ethan Bertelsen and Zeke Wimberly, there's only like a thousandth of a second separating between them. And even then, Ethan Bertelsen only has 100th of a second separating between him and Aziz Mwazif. And already the Alexander front row has collapsed with all 19 cars setting their lap times. It's shaping up to be a very competitive race this. Now looking into the current state of affairs, Mwazif, Bertelsen, Wimberly, Santiago, Yuri Rafael de Oliveira, and then we have Shango Lyle, Jake Martinez, Kate Garcia, Dan Evans, and Hanori Miyuki rounding out the top 10. And if I say so myself, 4 of the Hololive cars are currently in the top 10. And I think Mwazif almost improving on his lap time there. 6 thousandths of a second. Mwazif has shown that he could win here in, he could at least score pole positions here in Mandalika. He did this last year in Hololive GT3 International. He's going to do the same here in Formula Hololive International unless some other driver pips him to pole position. Aziz Mwazif continue, he absolutely improves there on the first sector, 600ths of a second gain. He wants to get a leg up on everyone else, but look who is in front of him. It's Hanori Miyuki. Hanori Miyuki might just try to give him a bit of headache there. Of course, Miyuki is currently just inside the top 10, currently 10th place, and not anymore. Monica Shilage has improved on her lap time and now bumps Miyuki down in 11th place. So it's do or die time for the Hanori Miyuki to try to get her improvements in her lap time. And as you can see here, Mwazif got way too close there to Miyuki. He's not going to be improving anytime soon. Here, Rafael also has traffic in front of him, which also isn't going to do him any favors, but he will at least be happy with the fact that he's currently inside the top 5. And especially for Bernardo Santiago, who has had a bit of an abysmal first 2 races of a season, just being out of pace in both of these races. Bernardo is going to try to get himself back into contention here with a good result here in Mandalika. And as you can see, your current championship leader, Jake Martinez, is mired down in 7th place. And for Juan Castanto, she's currently down to 16. Dan Evans is doing well to try to preserve his spot at the top, at least in the top areas. He's currently qualified 10th place. Just want to share with everyone the potential championship implications we might be able to see. Then we have Angela Sims improving her lap time. It will be a 17th place spot for her, 1.3 seconds behind the pole sitter, Aziz Mwazif. Now we're gonna see if there is any potential pit lane activity here. Now you can see. I don't think there's anyone in the pit lane. Everyone is just setting up their lap times. So here we can see here Ethan Bertelsen having a massive surprise for all of the rumors. Not sure if I can the fan base rumors, but I think it might be so. Nana Shimome might be getting a bit of a surprise there to see her car inside the front row of the grid alongside in that number 62 Ayuna Risu car. And you can see here, Bertelsen is really on the mood to attack. Even Takeda Adachi, and Shilaki continues to improve on her lap time. She currently puts her Kyla car in 8th place now. Miyuki, it's most likely a do or die time for her to improve her in her lap, but we'll see if there are going to be any drivers coming into pit, and the answer is going to be no so far. Same goes for Miyuki. Rafael is just being stuck behind lap traffic there, behind Zeke Wimberly, who's currently qualified in 3rd place. And looking at Bernardo Santiago, he continues to provide a decent amount of laps in, despite, you know, I think in this qualifying, we might see drivers actually trying to also use this qualifying session as some sort of impromptu practice session, just to get more data on the tires and to get more tire degradation info. And so that might assist them on when to pit or to execute the best strategy in the race, because you can see here, if we haven't mentioned it before, but you want to need to mention this one more time, this is the first time. Mandalika is a high-speed track, especially with a lot of high-speed corners, and high-speed corners mean a lot of wear and tear for the tire, because the tires are literally being pulled left to right because he wants to grip to the racetrack. And this also means that there's friction. When there's friction, there's temperature, and when there's temperature, the inside of the tire might boil up on the center, and you might see some blistering, especially in these quite hot conditions here in Mandalika, 32 degrees at the moment. So it's one of those few things that everyone needs to pay attention to. Bernardo Santiago just trying, everyone and basically everyone else just trying to get as much lap time data as possible. But as it stands, if no one's gonna come into pit and go for another lap, then it's going to be Aziz Muazif on pole position for the Mandalika Superprix. And we might hear the argument, but what's the difference of the Mandalika Superprix and the Indonesian Grand Prix except distance? What significance does this race have over the Indonesian Grand Prix, which is actually longer and might provide you with more rewards, but why give them the same amount of points? Well, the answer is basically fairness. We've already set this rule already last year with Formula Hololive Japan, where both Superprix and Grand Prix will award you the same points, and also in Assetto Corsa it's impossible to distribute a certain amount of points for a certain round, so that is going to be a damper of sorts. So anyways, looking at just the current order here at the moment, there's already a good amount of upsets. Zeke Wimberly will point this out very quickly as we see Ethan Robinson, Zeke Wimberly, of course, and Bernardo Santiago, Yuri Rafael de Oliveira, and Sean Goliath currently inside the top 6, with a lot of these drivers outside the top 10. So there's been a lot of trading blows left, right, and center in terms of anyone in the standings. It just goes to show you the amount of competitiveness we have in this racing series, Formula Hololive International. Obviously, we also have these drivers preparing for recently announced big race at Fuji, the Capture the Moment Grand Prix at Fuji. Of course, it will definitely capture everyone's attention with the amount of press it has, and the fact that 52 cars will participate on that weekend. And of course, every single one of them will at least participate in either of the 3 splits for that weekend. For the JV class, it will award points, but for the class drivers, the EN and ID class, they will not. This race will still be treated as an invitational for the EN and ID class. We're going to adjust the settings later, but for now, look at Bernardo Santiago. Have a very consistent race pace there. Like 8 tenths of a second in the previous 2 laps, and now he's setting at 5 tenths of a second. He's doing very well on this stint right now. Who knows, maybe Bernardo Santiago could be a factor in this race after all. But anyways, No one's coming into pit, but we might be seeing some action here. You can see Yuri Rafael trying to get it close to Ethan Burleson there. Pit against second there. Oh, there's contact. De Oliveira, there's no slip. Ethan Burleson's rear, and oh! Got loose there in the middle of turn 11 there. Medium speed corner there. Made contact with Zeke Wimberly. But unfortunately, Yuri Rafael has been able to catch the car himself. And so that's the end of this qualifying session. We're not going to be seeing any more improvements because everyone is still on their first stint. Which concludes one thing. Aziz Mwazib is going to be your pole sitter for the Mandalika Superprix, with Ethan Burleson sitting in second place, Wimberly in third, Santiago fourth, Yuri Rafael de Oliveira in fifth, and Sean Lyle sixth. Remember, these drivers from second to sixth are currently down outside the top 10 and are looking to bring a result here in Mandalika for the Mandalika Superprix. And right now, they're living up to expectations. Meanwhile, we also have Chef contenders down. Juanita Costanzo currently down in 16th place. Jake Martinez and Dan Everett are doing very well to at least try to limit damage. We're gonna wait for the last car to come out of this qualifying session here. Kate Garcia is about to finish their stint. Not much wear on the front and rears, which is in this short qualifying session. So anyways, we're going to make a short break here as this qualifying session has concluded. We can fully confirm you one thing. Aziz Mwazib sits on pole position on this Mandalika Superprix race alongside Ethan Burleson in second place. So let's easily get you all up to speed on the starting lineup here. So anyways, the starting lineup here for the Mandalika Superprix. Aziz Mwazib is your pole sitter, as we mentioned before, for Ayu Narisu, and alongside him is Ethan Burleson in second place for Nanashi Mume. Zeke Wimberly sits third for Sarasvana, his best qualifying in Formula Hololive International, alongside Bernardo Santiago. In only his second race here in Formula Hololive International, he currently places his Monster Amelia car 4. Yuri Rafael de Oliveira has got to be absolutely pumped to see his car representing Papolia Arena up in 5th place, alongside Sean Lyle in 6th place for Gargura. Jake Martinez, championship leader at the moment. Mori Calliope sits in 7th place alongside Monica Solagi in the first of the 3 Hall of Hero cars who have just had an update. Nice looking, mean looking ride there. Monica Solagi representing Kyla Kowalska. Kate Garcia sits 9th place for Desja Zeta alongside Dan Evans, who's currently in 10th place for IRE 15. Koi Rico Mendez sits 11th place for Takanashi Kiara alongside him Hanari Miyuki, representing Koba Kanayoro in 12th place. All Japanese 13th and 14th, Takeda Adachi sits 13th for Nanomai Ananis, and alongside him Keiko Takawashi 14th for Critioli. Najitayo sits 15th for Hoshinaba Muna alongside Juanica Santo, who is currently in 2nd place. He's going to need to do a lot of things to protect his place in 2nd place. He represents Oro Crony. Anglo sits 17th for Anya Melfesa alongside him. Angel Sims, she represents Anya Melfesa. And Kento Kai sits 18th, representing Hakos Veld. When will chaos go the right way? We just don't know. And Sven Jensen currently sits last on the grid. Close out of anyone so far. I just want to mention both Kento Kai and Sven Jensen may race cars. The only drivers to be at least a second slower than the most that I just wanted. So they might be going to have a hard time with this race. So anyways, with that out of the way, race previews are about to be concluded. What are your thoughts coming into this race? Let's just hope that everyone survives turn 1 and we can have a cracking race. We might see some upsets again, but we'll have to wait and see. And then we're gonna see how the championship leaders try to mitigate their damages. At least that's what a lot of people have been thinking right now. And so with that out of the way, we're gonna get this race finally underway here in Mandalika. The Mandalika Super Race is about to get underway. We have Aziz Muazif sitting on pole position. Then Ethan Brotherson alongside him. This will be interesting. First of 58 laps are go here in Mandalika for the Mandalika Superprix. And as you can see here, Ethan Brotherson has a dream start. Now he's gonna go alongside Aziz Muazif. Oh, straddling the curves there, Ethan Brotherson. He's gonna lose out to Aziz Muazif. And as you can see here, lots of jostling for position there. You can see here, Shalagi now gets up into 6th place. Yuri Rafael Olivier has had a slight mare of a start in 7. Currently dropping down at least 2 positions there. Oh, there's a bit of jostling there between Jake Martinez and the others. As it stands right now, Aziz Muazif leads Bertelsen, Wimberly, Goliath Santiago. Shalagi is in 6th, De Oliveira is 7th. But now you can see here Bertelsen going down the inside of the race leader, Aziz Muazif. They're going side by side, but the inside line, turn 11 just doesn't work. We start the curves way too much. But this will mean that Aziz Muazif manages just to defend. He's gonna still hang it around the outside. He's still alongside. And Ethan Brotherson manages to catch Muazif unaware. Ethan Brotherson has taken the lead at the start of this race. And now Wimberly's gonna have a crack at it. And now steal 2nd place away from Aziz. What can we say? It's a blistering first lap performance here between Wimberly and Muazif and Bertelsen. These guys are just trading positions left, right, and center. Ethan Bertelsen has had a great launch. He has a lot of confidence in that number 21 Nanashi Mume car. He's doing very well there, Ethan. He obviously had to replace a bit of an underwhelming driver before in Hololive GT3. And now Ethan Brotherson, the new full-time driver for Nanashi Mume. He might not be a winner himself, but at the very least, he's going to give fair representations to Nanashi Mume. And right now, for all the Moomers watching, Ethan Brotherson now leads for Nanashi Mume. That's something to be excited for. We haven't seen car number 21 taking the lead of any race in the ARO up to this point, at least. Excluding strategies. Now you can see here more side-by-side battles between Hinoshi Tayo and Corey Rico Mendes here. Hinoshi thought she could have this move in the bag, but obviously she's a bit too far back. She's going to try it once again against Corey Rico. Meanwhile, we also have been receiving reports that Wimberly with the fastest lap of the race, 1:19.630. But meanwhile, we were looking at Yuri Rafael de Oliveira making a move against Sean Goliath into turn 1. The lowest number on the Formula Hall International grid against the highest number in the Formula Hall International grid. And so far, it's Sean Goliath still managing to defend against Yuri Rafael. Viewers who might be thinking, what will be the way of the pit stops? And as it stands right now, we're looking into the race field monitor. It's going to be everyone going for the no-stop strategy this time in this Superprix, because they know they have the field commitment to at least run this entire race here. And now we can see here Sean Goliath going side by side with Rafael Oliveira. No one is going to be expected to pit on this 250-kilometer race because the fuel size of these cars is large enough for everyone to try to hang it around at the end of the race. So no pit stops are to be expected because everyone's just going to go for this one stint. And so that means there will be no pit stop strategies, and it's all going to be a case of who manages their car's best. And meanwhile, we got to see Sean Goliath actually dropping down to 7th place there. Apologies on the start of the last lap. Actually, it's Rafael Oliveira actually managing to beat Sean Goliath, and now Sean Goliath dropping down into 7th place. Monica Shalagi is showing that she still has a lot of pace here in Mandalika. Of course, she's won that one race in Mandalika under one of the most dramatic circumstances we would see. And now, looking into the current state of affairs here, Zeke Wimberly currently hanging around in second place there. Still hot on the heels of Ethan Burleson in that number 21 Nanashi Mume car. Meanwhile, we have Sean Galile trying to get close, and meanwhile we have another move there. That's Miyuki and Castanto battling for who will have, I think it's 4 points rather than 1. But whatever the case is, Castanto has 1 position more than Miyuki. And meanwhile, I also wanted to take a look at Sven Jensen, who has had a pretty good start there from 18th to 16th. Very good stuff there from Sven. Anyways, looking into the current situation at the front, looking at Ethan Burleson trying to catch up to Zeke Wimberly. Just wanted to share with you a bit of Zeke Wimberly's history within the Aero. He initially represented Hakuin Koyori as a wildcard entry in the 2022 postseason. And of course, it's for a beta car. And obviously, Zeke Wimberly was in the Nissan rather than the Honda that we know today. And that will mean that coming into 2023, he will be a bit blind because, as you may know, Zeke Wimberly drives a Honda, drove a Honda NSX in his time in Hololive GP3 in 2023. Obviously, he raced a Honda NSX for the Honda throughout the entire season, while working for 2 different OCs. One is Hakuin Koyori and the other is Okami Mio. Of course, he raced for Koyori in the first 3 races of both Hololive and Hololive GP3. And then coming into round 4, when Paulo Mendes was free to take his spot in the Hakuin Koyori run, he would immediately deliver in the Sepang Grand Prix in the 2022 season. Well, Sepang Grand Prix race. Anyways, we have the fastest lap of the race coming in from Ethan Burleson, but that's not going to be the driver of focus right now. Continuing on to Zeke Wimberly. Zeke Wimberly will have his comeuppance, winning a 4-car in Formula Hololive at the Superprix. Obviously, that race would mean a lot to him, given that he is also kind of a Miofa, although he's mainly a combo. But because Mio and Fujino are quite close, he also sees this win as a big one, and so this is one of those races where he can be so proud of what he could do. And right now, with Jake Goodwin taking over the Octavia number 30, he is looking for move elsewhere, or ride elsewhere, and that's when the Sarasvana car is very much open. And this is why he drives for Sarasvana. Meanwhile, with no expected pit stop activities here, back into this race, we have Takeda Adachi trying to catch Jay Garcia there. The gap dropped down to 5/10 of a second, but not before Koyurika Mendes will try to have a say about it. I think Aziz Moazif has the fastest lap of this race, and Ethan Burleson already pulls a gap between Zeke Wimberly. It's a case of anything can happen here in Mandalika. And right now we have the ID class cars, the closest one being Aziz Moazif currently in 3rd place. And then we have Zeke Wimberly and Ethan Burleson, 2 EN class cars, rounding out the top 2. And all the local Indonesian fans watching are gonna hope that at least one of the ID class cars, which is either going to be Aziz Moazif or Yuri Rafael de Oliveira, who's gonna be providing them with the victory that they might deserve here at their home track. No serious wear to report at the moment, but I think I might see a bit of a line here at the rear right, at the center of that rear right tire. That might indicate that the grip might be lost there. But for terms of everyone here, they're gonna try to at least hang it around and just hope that nothing crazy happens. Also, we also have to mention to everyone that all of these cars are laden with fuel. And if there would be a pit stop happening in the middle of the race, they might have an advantage, but everyone's just gonna play it safe and opt for no pit stop. So that's why you might see everyone just trying to take clean with it. Of course, if we look at Yuri Rafael, who's currently had the least amount of fuel right now, he might have the lightest car available. So he might be good to attack in the middle of the race, but he might need to do some conserving at the end of this race. And also at the same time, look at the back of the field. Hanari Miyuki going down the inside against what should be Monica Santos, Angela Sims, on Sven Jensen here. Oh, not a well-executed move there for Miyuki, unfortunately. To try to make a move against Juan Castanto. Castanto now still up into 14th place. Meanwhile, we're currently 9 laps complete here in Mandalika. Zeke Wimberly currently has his position up there. He's up there trying to challenge Ethan Burleson, who's had complete control of this race, led the race after he overtook Aziz Mwazib at the start of the race. Ethan Burleson is showing that he is able to attack. And of course, for all the Moomers watching who have their Oshibi Nana Shimume, it's a sight to behold. I mean, it should be, because it's the enigmatic symbol of civilization currently leading this race. And it's said that as long as civilization exists, that is when Nana Shimume exists. So with basically a civilization surrounding this racetrack, nearby towns and cities in Lombok, that's where Nana Shimume still exists. And you can see here, Ethan Burleson actually loses a good amount of time there against Zeke Wimberly there on that last lap. Now got dropped down to 0.6 of a second. Zeke Wimberly might just have a shot on trying to catch up to Ethan. We have a double wide battle here between Keiko Takaboshi and Kento Kai here. Kento Kai trying to make a move at the outside of turn 16, trying to defend at the inside of turn 17, but Kento Kai manages to steal it back. Takaboshi has the good exit off of turn 17, trying to attack Kento Kai down into turn 1, but that hasn't worked for Takaboshi. Kento Kai currently wins this race for now. And as you can see here, the gas dropped down. 3/10 of a second between Burleson and Wimberly. This will be interesting to see between the leaders. Oh, and we have Takaboshi and Kai trading blows once again. That's the exit of turn 10. Now coming to turn 11. Kento Kai should be able to easily defend this position. Yes, he does. Now, coming into lap 11 here, Ethan Burleson has crossed the line coming into turn 2 and 3. Wimberly is also getting close there to Burleson. Had this adage been said to anyone here for a long time, and the adage goes that catching up to one car is one thing, passing them is another. Right now, Zeke Wimberly is at the rear of Ethan Burleson right now. It's currently a hot afternoon here in Lombok. So ideally, these drivers don't want to attack as much as possible. If they attack too much, then they'll put too much temperature on these tires, and the tires are going to be more likely to blister, and that's where the grip will be lost. And if there is not much grip, you won't be as fast, and you will be a sitting duck to all the drivers behind you. That's what all of these drivers know. Ethan Burleson wants to try to do as minimum as he can to defend his race lead, because he knows he wants to use these tires until the end of this race. also confirmed one thing. There will be pit stops at the Indonesian Grand Prix. Just wanted to let everyone know there will be pit stops because you see the fuel at the start of this race. Everyone is going to be fuel to brim 120 liters of basically racing fuel on the back of these cars. As you can see here, Garcia and Adachi has their lap times there for themselves, and now this is very calm there behind the wheel. He's just soaking up the pressure very nicely. And nice to see we have viewers in the chat room. We are acknowledging your existence here. Let us know your favorites to win this race. Is it going to be Ethan Bertelsen, or is it going to be Zig Wimberly? These guys have been controlling the race for as long as they can. And now, let's see if either one of these two could snag an opportunity to win this race here in Mandalika. Right now, we're looking into also Hanari Miyuki getting very close there to Monica Santo, but her line is not optimal there. And now she's going to be very open to a counterattack by Sven Jensen. Sven Jensen, who started back down in 18th place, is going to try to snip his way into the points position, put Hanari Miyuki out of the points. To the rear of that car driven by Hanari Miyuki, and right now you also have Bernardo Santiago trying to catch up to Aziz Wazir. Santiago is enjoying the time of his life here at the moment, well, relative to his first race at Phillip Island. This is race 3 of 10 of Formula Hololive International. And as you can see here, Bernardo Santiago really getting close there onto Aziz Wazir, who's actually losing touch there to the leading pair of Bertelsen and Wimberly. Yuri Rafael de Oliveira also pulls up and gaining ahead of Monica Shalaga in 6th place. And then Indonesia's best hope of getting this win for the ID class is de Oliveira and Aziz Wazir. Right now, Aziz Wazir is going to hope that there might be mistakes being thrown out. And now we have Miyuki and Castanta battling out side by side. But this time, Hanari Miyuki might just have the nose, but still gets shuffled off wide against Monica Santo. But look at Monica Santo having a very poor exit off of turn 12 and 13, but manages to defend his position sublimely. And that puts Hanari Miyuki in a precarious position. Now under pressure from Sven Jensen there. We have seen a bit of an overtake between Goliath and Martinez. Oh, it's a Grid Reaper versus the Atlantean Shark. And Sean Goliath manages to defend for now. Jake Martinez has that car that can definitely challenge for the championship lead if he can just push it hard. Of course, we also wanted to mention that this 3 months, January to March, is going to be a very busy time for Formula Hololive International, because there will be like at least let's see, Mandalika Indonesia, Indonesia, Boran, and then we have the 4 races in Fuji. They will have to deal with 9 races for each of these cars. And for each of these members, they might do a minimum of 6, maximum of 7 in around January to March. Talk about a congested schedule. But anyways, Jake Martinez trying to find a gap and opening against Sean Goliath. As you can see here, Goliath also trying to catch up to Shalaga, also losing a lot of time there to Yuri Rafael de Oliveira in that 5th place spot against, well, Yuri Rafael de Oliveira representing Pavel de Arene. Meanwhile, Zeke Wimberly and Ethan Bertelsen, the gaps just remain at 4 tenths of a second. Sven Jensen, Ito Shitayo, Takeda Adachi gains the most positions from the start, 3 positions each, and Kiko Takaboshi is having a man of a race right now. Obviously losing out a lot of time. She started in 14th place and now she's down to 19th place. Not what her fans are looking for. It's not looking good for Hanaboshi at the moment. Now you can see here she's gonna try to fight back against Kento Kai. And also we have Hanari Miyuki and Monika Sato once again. Now this time, Monika Sato manages to defend. Hanari Miyuki has a better exit. Will she at least try to challenge? The answer is a bit of a no. Again, under pressure for Sven Jensen. And right now she's able to defend at least for now. But look at Sven Jensen around the outside. Oh, gets very close there to Miyuki, but Jensen might think of a move. Oh, and that's almost close there. That could be the move for the point position for Sven. But Miyuki manages to defend for now. Welcome everyone here in Mandalika for the Mandalika Superprix. I hope everyone is enjoying this stream. If you're enjoying this stream, please leave a like in this stream. If you want to see more racing here in Formula Hololive International, you can hit the subscribe button. And if you want to if you want to share your thoughts of this race, please drop down a comment in the chat room. Well, if you're on Twitch, you can just follow me on Twitch and at least try to respond to as many messages as possible. Anyways, Zeke Wimberly trying to get close to Ethan Bertelsen, but still to no avail. And we have Yuri Rafael de Oliveira also trying to catch Bernardo Santiago, also to no avail. This racing at Indonesia is going to be very feisty here. 17 laps, well 16 laps complete, lap 17 here in Lombok. And now you can see Hanari Miyuki trying to get close to Monika Sato once again. She needs to find another place to overtake this man. Hanari Miyuki gets close, but too close there. She's going to drop back just a bit. And Miyuki really trying to get close to Sato. Actually, Miyuki is just only a tenth to faster than Monika Sato. And if Miyuki isn't able to capitalize on her advantage in pace, she's going to lose out entirely because they got other cars at the back. At least that's what some other people have been thinking at the moment. And you can see here the gap has stabilized between Bertelsen and Wimberly. Gap's only been around 4/10 of a second. Will there be a threat of lap cars? We can see here, Miyuki really trying to use as much of the track as possible. And again, she's going to try to make a dive bomb down the inside against Monika Sato. But this time, Castanto gets shuffled off. Miyuki is somewhat ahead, but she needs to think of the line. She's going to use the exit of turn 12. Gets close once again to Castanto, but Castanto is ahead, unfortunately, for Miyuki. And also we have a move to report. We have Adachi being overtaken by Corey, recommended, but not for long. Adachi trying to hang around the inside, but Corey recommended manages to pull one back on the outside of the final corner to turn 17. And now Hinochi Tai is going to make a move down the inside. It might be a 3-wide move. Oh, it got so close. We thought it was going to be an accident in there. Great racing here from everyone, despite having no pit stops whatsoever. It's a matter of who chickens out. And right now, we are looking into some very great racing here. We'll try it again. Especially at this last section in sector 2. Oh, she gets very close. She has a lot of pace on that high downforce corner. As you can see here, the downforce setups are telling actually. Look at Miyuki's setup against Castanto. She's opting for a high downforce. We want Takaboshi and Kai going side by side at the back. Again. Oh, as you can see here, they're still very close there, Kai and Takaboshi. Kai manages to defend. And Kai manages to hang it around in 18th place, but not for Keiko Takaboshi. Might take a move down the inside. She gets close. Oh, there might be a bomb. Oh, there is a bomb. And And the side by side once again coming into the final corner. Sims and Jensen also battling side by side, but it's going to be Angela Sim who has the advantage of the first position outside the points. Gap's pretty stabilized at the front between Bertelsen and Wimberly. Never mind that. Meanwhile, looking into Takeda Adachi, trying to find some wiggle room as Corey Rico there at the front for Kanashikara. Here Adachi really trying to stretch his legs there. Meanwhile, he also has Inochitaya to think about. Inochitaya manages to move Adachi out of the way, but Adachi has Corey Rico that he needs to think about. And obviously that also means Tayo is gonna lose out, and you can see here Adachi using the opportunity to make a move fast. Corey Rico Mendes around the outside. That was a great move by Adachi to put his Indonesia number 17 inside the top 10. Amazing stuff. Meanwhile, Hinoshitayo also trying to clear Koyuriko Mendes, but Koyuriko Mendes isn't going to give this up just yet. Koyuriko has the inside line, but he's just too far back. He's now dropped down 12. Hanari Yuki currently in a battle of somewhat wit, but she knows she's not going to get a lot of time against Castanzo on this race, but she knows she has a lot of time in the corners, so she's going to try to use basically the section in between turns 3 up until turn 10 to try to get an advantage against Castanzo. Here is where she gains a lot of time, and here is where Ronnie Castanzo just struggles a lot. Look at this high-speed section, and look at how much time Yuki manages to gain. It's unreal. And this time, Yuki's gonna go the other way around. She's gonna move around the outside, forcing Castanzo to think the other way, and this might actually give Miyuki an advantage, because in turn 11, there is where the advantage lays, and Miyuki makes her move up into 14th place. 20 laps of trying, and finally, Hanari Miyuki gets up to 14 for Kobo Kanairu. Fantastic racing here in Lombok right now. We're already 1/3 of this race pass, and there's going to be a lot more coming soon. If this is the amount of racing we have in this first 20 laps, who knows what we'll have in the next 40. Has been trying to defend, and that has now gone to nothing. He's holding on to the last position. As far as the championship limitations go, it's not looking good for him. Jake Martinez is going to be 8th place, Dan Evans is going to be 13th. We're going to definitely lose out this place in second. And also, yeah, we'll see the lap car activity in the next 10 laps or 2. Next 10 laps, maybe 15 laps, but we're going to expect right around lap 37, lap 40, we will see lap car activity getting in the way of the leaders, which will give a bit of a equation for the leaders. Still going to be a very fascinating race at the moment here at the front. On lap 22, that's only because Ethan Brunkelson and Zeke Wimberly have yet to complete their laps here. The weather has already gone cloudy, so we might see track temperatures dropping down and also ambient temperatures too. So we will expect to see more pushing in these drivers to come if they want to have an equal amount of tire degradation. And for those who want to preserve their tires, they can now get a bit easier. And you can see here there's already a good amount of wear on the inside of those rear tires, especially. Look at Ethan Burleson's rears. talk about a rear heavy track this circuit. As you can see here, a lot of wear is on the inside of the tire. That's due to the camber that these cars have to maximize their grip when turning. Here we're just gonna check on the front tires just a bit for this onboard here. You see, yeah, the inside tires for the rears are starting to show a lot of degradation. So there will be minimal grip here. And on the front here, we might see some degradation at the center. So again, we are looking into some immensely intense braking action here in Mandalika for now. We're gonna take a short break. Well, it's technically a short break right now, given the circumstances that we have at the moment. Back into the racing here, and right now nothing has really changed, so we can all basically rest a bit, and especially for me since I have a sickness problem. So anyways, but meanwhile we also have Takeda Adachi trying to defend against Hinoshitayo, but Hinoshitayo actually is not too much ahead, but actually manages to actually beat Takeda Adachi. Hinoshitayo is at top 10. Looking into the next racing fixtures in the calendar, just want to remind everyone on the right direction here. We also have the Indonesia Grand Prix coming up tomorrow. And also we have the Formula Hololive Japan qualifiers, the Japan Grand Prix that kick off the Formula Hololive Japan season. It will be 2 splits for now, with the Japan races being, how do we say this? Being the start of the Formula Hololive Japan season, to decide who will be Osaka. And that is on the 10th to 11th of February. And then later on, we Formula Hololive International's turn to head to Sepang. 24th and 25th of February. That will be for the Sepang Superprix and the Malaysia Grand Prix. And the week before, that is the 17th of February. It will be the Okayama 400 for Hololive GT3, round 3 of the Hololive GT3 Japan Series season. And that will conclude the frantic February for aero racing. And then the final race before the start of the Capture the Moment Grand Prix, or well as the Canada is, we have our race in March. Bit of a filler race, but it's still a race before. This race is also pretty much important. And then coming into the fixtures of the we have the Honeywood Superprix on Sunday. It will be in the morning. And then coming into noon, meanwhile we have Yuki and Evans actually training both. Also Sims and Castanto. Looking at Castanto and Sims, Castanto manages to survive himself inside point position. Dan Evans has been overtaken by Hana and Yuki using the outside move coming to turn 10, I believe. And that will give Miyuki another bit of a sigh of relief, as she's now currently up there. Anyways, back into the calendar talk. So, the Capture the Moment Grand Prix weekend will start on the morning and will end in the noon by virtue of... Well, the main reason is that we really don't want to clash with the actual performances of Hololive members in the concert. So we wanted to host our races before the qualifying, so to give everyone a chance to watch the best and before that watch this race, watch these races. So that is going to be our plan, and that will be the races coming into the Catch the Moment Grand Prix weekend. Also, Split A will be likely to start quite in the morning, and then we will start after that. And after that, we will call that racing in day. And meanwhile, Costato and Sims going side by side between each other once again. Coming into turn 11 and 12 once again, we have Sims and Costanzo, but this time Costanzo still manages to defend very well. But now look at Sven Jensen trying to attack. We're about to reach this halfway point in this race, and lap cars are going to be the talk of this second half of this race, because look at where the leaders are. They're currently in turn 11 and 12, and now Kento Kai is currently in turn 16. And right now, will the Agent of Chaos provide chaos for the guys at the front? Anyway, coming into this race is now becoming shiny, well, sunny once again in some parts of the track, which will provide a bit of a challenge there for the tires, which are already not shown its optimal grip. Now, no one is going to be able to at the moment. Everyone's going to be stuck with a 121 at the moment. It's just going to be a case of who manages their tires the best. Meanwhile, the battle in the mid-pack is still there. I mean, they're all just trying to get themselves close to each other and trying to find an opportunity. But right now, we also wanted to mention this at the front. Ethan Brotherson and Zeke Wimberly currently separated by 2.2 seconds. That just shows you that Ethan Brotherson has a lot of control in the lead at the moment. So obviously, there's a lot of excitement for Brotherson to bring this one home for Banana Shimome for the first time in ARO history. Meanwhile, Jake Martinez gets very close there on Shangri-La there, but will it be enough? Also, Monica Sanchez gets very close there to get Evans has already dropped down. With both Evans and Costanto currently down in 14th and 15th, and with Jake Martinez currently in 8th place, that's going to give a lot of momentum to the current championship leader driving for Mori Calliope. Oh, as Sven Jensen gets very close there, it's not going to be close enough. And now he's going to be under pressure from Keiko Takaboshi as well. Aziz Moazif now getting close to Zeke Wimberly there, who's actually lost a lot of time there to Ethan Bertelsen. Ooh, we can see here Moazif trying to give some fighting chance to the ID class cars, and right now he's doing just that. We're about to officially reach the halfway stage of this race when we finish 29 laps. And now looking at Aziz Moazif trying to get close to Ethan Bertelsen. Alright, Zeke Wimberly gets the guy 124.7. And Ethan Bertelsen is going to cross the line and maybe at a 121, which means that they're going to gain on these lap cars in the next 3 to 4 laps. 121.6.1 for Ethan Bertelsen. And you can see him, Moazif is only borderline slower than Wimberly, that's only because he got blocked. But Moazif knows he's got a good car. He's got a high downforce setup, if I'm not mistaken as well. Yeah, he's got a high downforce setup on the number 62. So he might be willing to try to attack Wimberly just a bit more. This is where Moazif can really gain a lot of sometimes you can do like what Yuki did and go around the outside. He might just have a fighting chance. Everything is gained at the moment right now, and got way too close there to Wimberley, and now Moise has to backtrack just a bit. Find some wiggle room once again. Here's Kento Kai coming into turn 17. Ethan Bergson is coming close into turn 16. Lap cars will be in a part of the equation. Wimberley and Wazif know about this. They know of how important it is to clear lap cars very quickly without the use of blue flags. Ethan Bergson 121.974. Zeke Wimberley 122.374. Now because we're going to be taking a look into Kento Kai, currently in 19th place, and as it stands, he's going to be lapped in about next 2 or 3 laps or so. We're going to try to give us maybe 3 or 4 laps if we want to be a bit conservative, but anyways, here we have Aziz Wanda again getting close to Wimberley, but it's not going to be enough for him so far. And just looking into the current leaderboards right now, looking into the intervals between the drivers, and now we're looking at Jake Martinez currently in 8th place, still 8 tenths behind Sean Golial. A lot of these drivers having quite that each other, so I'm not expecting to go against that, but now we can see Sven Jensen thinking of a move against Angela Sims here in the section here, and now Sven Jensen's going to try to think of a move against Angela Sims there. Look at the radar at the bottom right of your screen, and as you can see here, Angela Sims really struggled there on that first section of the circuit, but manages to defend that position beautifully. And that will force Sven Jensen to think of other moves. Others ones are currently in 3rd place, trying to find an opportunity against Eagle. He's currently hanging in 2nd. His last win in Formula Hololive in general was with Superprix when he won for Okami Mio. And then we had Corey Rico Mendez against Takeda Adachi once again. And now you can see Corey Rico now has the outside line coming into the final corner, which should give him the slight advantage. And Corey Rico now moves up into 11th place. With Kento Kai currently coming into turn 15 and turn 16 right now. Ethan Bertelsen coming into turns 13 and 14. Just not far behind Kento Kai now. Just to show you the amount of wear on that rear of the tire, and that's a lot of wear on the inside. I'm not expecting anyone to make a pit stop right now, but if anyone wants to make a pit stop and try to gamble on having faster tires at the end, then there might be coming out as a winner. It might be, but they still need to pass other cars. We'll have to wait and see. And meanwhile, we're looking at potential Salami against Rafael de Oliveira there. Battle between the two drivers. The cars out there. One has made their debut in 2022. The other has made their debut in 2022. And now Salami turns right outside. No, inside for her. That's going to shuffle here about the Rafael. No, she's got to spin around the outside by forcing a tight space on Shalaga. You can see here on the bottom right radar, that's exactly the case. Here Rafael de Oliveira managing to defend his 5th place for now. His 5th place is on the line. and Adachi, they make contact! And it's Takeda Adachi in the gravel trap. I think there was contact between Mendes and Adachi in that one time, and that causes Adachi to be spun out, and that will be him out of the race, at least out of contention. He don't want to come back to the race. He's going to try to get himself back into the race. What are we looking at here? There was contact between Adachi and Puerto Rico Mendes, and I think Adachi is not going to be very happy about this. I don't know if he might be meeting with Puerto Rico Mendes once again. There might be a crash coming soon, but we'll have to wait and see. Iwashalaga tries again on Yuri Rafael, but this time it's on equal footing, but not anymore. You can see Yuri Rafael being ahead. That forces Salage off wide. And now, looking at Sven Jensen, who was outside the points, he's now in the points. That confirmation, Takeda Adachi is the first car a lap down. And now, but that's not going to be a bit of an issue there for the leaders, because the leaders have already passed Takeda Adachi. And now Kento Kai. Trying to survive as much as he could. Starting in 18th place. And as it stands here, you can see his Sven Jensen. Oh, there was contact between Dan Evans and Hanari Miyuki, I think. Again, there's contact left, right, and center, and that actually moves Dan Evans off. Dan Evans was trying to make a move around the inside of Hanari Miyuki there, but in the end there was contact, and Miyuki got better of it. Dan Evans got the worst of it, and now Dan Evans has lost the position to Juan Costanzo. And this is why we have Tayo and Garcia battling between each other. The aggressive levels are flaring, and now with Tayo having a poor exit, Puerto Rico Mendes is going to take his claim inside the top 10. Again, we have Angela Sims overtaking Sven Jensen. Now Angela Sims is inside the point position. The battle here in Mandalika continues to flare, even in the second half. And now Ethan Bertelsen on the cusp of meeting a lap car. That's Kento Kai. You can see both cars in frame. The 18th place car and the lead lap car. And now we have Puerto Rico Mendes trying again on Kate Garcia. A dive bomb down the inside. This time it's going to be deep. And good thing Puerto Rico Mendes actually manages to he manages to outpace Shinoshi Tayo, and that's a great move there for 10th place. Meanwhile, Kasato and Miyuki, they're not done yet. And now Miyuki having a lot of problems herself. I think there might be damage to her car because she's not been overtaken by Juan Kasato at third turn pretty easily. And now Dan Evans is going to try to get one back on her. Aggressive racing action here in Mandalika, and it hasn't failed to deliver just yet. But this time we have Kento Kai trying to pick up the pace here to not get caught up by Ethan Bertelsen. He wanted to try to finish this race on the lead lap despite having a pretty messy race here at the moment. Now looking into the current situation right now, Juan Casato was able to at least use some of his straight line speed to his advantage. He's trying to get some performance here in the corner, but Juan Casato really having that edge here. Just probably the tires just giving way in the second stages of this race. Look at Costanto not losing a lot of time against Miyuki there despite having a lower downforce setup. And now the sun rises again, and that's going to give a new dynamic to these tires here. Track is having tweaks once again. That's going to give a lot of headache to these tires as well. Close there, trying to remove people. Bertelsen is almost there on the lap car of Kento Kai. Kento Kai currently in the middle of turn 16. Ethan Bertelsen is before turn 15 right now. And now Kento Kai has caught himself back up into Keiko Takaboshi, currently in 17th place. There's Ethan Bertelsen in the final corner. Lap cars are going to be part of the equation after all. And Rafael de Oliveira catching up to Bernardo Santiago, who's at his stranglehold in 4th place for as long as he could think of. Now it's going to be about 4 places between 4th and 6th. Look at Monica Salage trying to get into the mix as well. Gets very close there, these two drivers, but will it be enough? Oh, you can see here. Bernardo Santiago really struggling on that braking there, and this time you see that Evans overtaking Hanari Miyuki, but not before Hanari Miyuki gets one back against Dan Evans. A lot of people are struggling for grip in these tires. Oh, you can see here Hanari Miyuki really struggled there. It's gonna be a beehive of racing action here at the back, and you can see here Dan Evans trying to go around the outside of Miyuki, goes off track. And at the same time, we have Castanto and Garcia battling between each other. Evans trying to defend his 13th place, but not for long. Hanari Miyuki gets 13th place back. And now looking at Angela Sims trying to steal one away from Dan Evans. She makes the dive bomb down the inside, but that's not going to work. She's going to open the door for Sven Jensen, Keiko Takaboshi, and Kento Kai. Currently in a battle of their own. Look at Ethan Bertelsen currently at the front. Zeke Wimberly and Asim Masif might sniff an opportunity to make the pass. Bertelsen eats this strategy very, very well there. This is the point of the race where grip is everything. And if you manage to take it easy on the grip, you're able to at least have some command of this race. At this point, a lot of these tires and a lot of these cars have already been worn off. And with that, the grip's now gone. And now we have Kai and Takaboshi trading blows between each other once again. Oh, slipping and sliding there. Kento Kai manages to overtake Keiko Takaboshi. And now Keiko Takaboshi is going to be thrown into the sharks. That is going to be Ethan Bertelsen in that lead. Well, meanwhile, Evans against Miyuki once again. This time, it's Dan Evans on the outside of the final corner. Dan Evans has 13th place now. Miyuki now trying to defend 14th place from Angela Sims at the back. Angela Sims tries to make a move down the inside. Will she be able to hang it around? The Raider says no. Miyuki manages to hang on. Shilage makes the move on Yuri Rafael de Oliveira and might think of a double overtake against Bernardo Santiago. That's a very great move there from Monica Shilage. First of all, it was a move down the inside against Yuri Rafael de Oliveira at turn 16. And then inside turn to the outside line, which is the optimal line coming into turn 17 to overtake against Bernardo Santiago. Now it's the Kyla Kowalska, number 58, that's showing up. He might have a chance to be a dark horse contender for this race win. Look at how she did that double overtake. That was amazing. With these performances in Mandalika, you might just be able to call Shilage the queen of Mandalika. But it's not going to be over for your Rafael de Oliveira. He knows he's got a top 5 finish that he can bring home for the Merakyats. Rafael de Oliveira down the inside of Bernardo Santiago. Bernardo manages to defend on around the outside of turn 11. Ethan Bertelsen now getting very close there to Keiko Takaboshi there. Ethan Bertelsen is now only around 3 to 4 seconds behind the lap car of Takaboshi. This is going to get nasty if Ethan Bertelsen doesn't manage this correctly. As usual, we played early after the race because of an internal problem in the Assetto Corsa that we played while the race is going. Meanwhile, Ethan Bertelsen currently leading this race since the started this race when he overtook Aziz Muazim on that pole position. See here last sliding there to try to defend his position, but now you can see Keiko Takahashi is actually not far behind. Wimberly's actually caught up to him. The gap's now dropped down to 2.2 seconds. Close there to Bernardo Santiago. Will there be an opening? There might be. There is an opening for you, Rafael de Oliveira in turn 10. But will it be enough? It's not going to be enough to compromise Bernardo Santiago for now. Santiago's defensive work has been good. Look at Takeda Adachi. His last car in the back. Takeda Adachi is between Oliveira in Balal right now, but look at where Corey Rico Mendes is. That's for Rico Mendes to give him a lot of headaches after what has happened in the previous 15 laps or 10. Anyway, Ethan Burnison continues to control this race, but his pace is winding down. It was 2.2 seconds when the last time we mentioned. It's now dropped down by about 0.6 of a second. Zeke Wimberly and Aziz Muazim don't need lap cars where they're from. They might just be able to beat Ethan Burleson by pace alone. I think Ethan Burleson has eaten too much tires in that middle stage of this race, and right now Ethan Burleson might pay for that mistake. As you can see here, Wimberly and Muazim might try to steal an opportunity. Here, Rafael de Oliveira trying to get himself close to Harry Casino making the move against Corey Rico Mendes. Corey Rico Mendes to get himself up into 9th. And remember, because Adachi teleporting himself into the pit, he will have a pace advantage against the other car, so he's gonna unlap himself between himself and Yuri Rafael to break up the attack and to give Bernardo Santiago a bit of extra room. Remember, Adachi has the fastest tires of anyone so far and might be a contender for at least fastest car in this race. Oh, got very squirrely there at the entry of turn 16 as he was trying to break there, Bernardo. And now you can see here using the pace advantage that at least Adachi has. He's going to try to carve out his way into at least Takaboshi, but we'll have to wait and see. But now you can see here Rafael Oliveira trying to make a move down the inside, but it's not going to be enough. Now the gap's dropped down between the leaders. The gap's dropped down to 0.5 of a second between Burleson and Wimberly. And now Ethan Burleson is feeling the effect. Get the Takaboshi, the lap car. Look at Takeda Adachi. He's already cleared Bernardo Santiago. He's now free. Get close to Takaboshi and get some time to at least salvage something from this race. And Yuri Rafael de Oliveira that tries to make a move down the inside against Bernardo Santiago. But will he use the inside line to his advantage? Yes, it's going to be no trying to way too hard. It's going to be Bernardo Santiago's in 5th place for now. I'm not going to give up on this just yet. Ethan Burleson now completely under pressure for Wimberly and Muazim there. Lots of last cars in front. There is Evans, Miyuki, Sims, Jensen, and Kento Kai in front of them. In front of Keiko Takaboshi. And behind Takaboshi, there's the lead lap cars fighting for the race lead. Burleson, Wimberly, and Muazim. Who's going to check it out? Not even at the final 10 laps of this race, and we are absolutely enjoy what should be an interesting conclusion to this race, the Mandalika Superprix. Trying to find a way past, and there's a bit of an overtake between Hanari Miyuki and Angela Sims. Oh! Sims tries hanging around the inside, but that's not going to do it for her. She's going to be under pressure for Sven Jensen. Gets the guy back in the mix for the final point positions here. It's going to be a Bay Race battle if they're not going to be careful. Looking at Oh, Sven Jensen trying to hang around the outside actually against Angela. And now that's going to open the door for Kento Kai. Using the space to try to find a way past Sven Jensen. Now Sven Jensen's going to pay the price. He's going to be down in 17th place. In the map for the leaders. Look at Zeke Wimberly using the outside line to steal the race lead away from each person once and for all. And now we have a new race leader in Zeke Wimberly. You see at the background. It was one at the back. Oh, both cars spinning. It's Bertelsen and Wazif. Both of them managing to continue. What are we looking here? Both of the cars made contact. They lost control at the same corner at the same time. And now the complexion of this race has changed completely. Artis Wazif now in second. Bertelsen is going to try to defend his place in third against both Takeda Adachi and Bernardo Santiago. That's why Monica Salage, Takeda Adachi is going to try to get himself on lap with the advantage that he has. Monica Salage is going to try to be a dark horse contender for this race win. And now we can see Bernardo Santiago against Yuri Rafael de Oliveira. Yuri Rafael goes down the inside, gets close, but will it be close enough? He might just have the nose ahead, but oh, you can see here, nearly makes contact with Bernardo Santiago, and Santiago manages to defend in 5th place. Zeke Wimberly still has a lap car that he needs to deal with. That is Keiko Takaboshi down in 18th place. There's contact between the lap car and the leader, Zeke Wimberly. And now you can see here, Takeda Adachi clears the lap car, unlaps himself against Wazif. And now Takeda Adachi, who has had the huge space advantage, he creates pressure tires. He's going to try to cause a lot of headaches and at least try to redeem something in this race. Oh, and that's Sven Jensen. He spins out. Looks like he's made contact with either Kento Kai or Angela. Since he's going to be out of this for now, he might be able to teleport it back to get himself back into the race to try to redeem what was lost. And maybe do it just like Takeda Adachi, but I don't think he might have time left. Adachi now manages to make a move onto Keiko Takaboshi. Jensen has to teleport himself back into the pit. He's now back in the running. He's now gonna try to gain as much position as much as possible here in about 13 laps. And now we see Zeke Wimberly still stuck behind Keiko Takaboshi, and now you can see here Muasif might just try to bring this one home for the listeners after all. Kento Kai and Hanari Miyuki going side by side, and even after all this, Kento Kai manages to get himself inside the points position after being written off due to multiple reasons. Now you can see here more side-by-side battles between Santiago and Oli De Oliveira. De Oliveira manages to make the pass on Santiago, and now Santiago has gone from bad to worse. He's not been overtaken by his fellow partner, and Sean Goliath. He's not up into 6th place. Wimberly and Muazif trying to trade blows between each other for the race lead. Who's going to try to use this lap car as a pick better? And right now, Zeke Wimberly struggling to make a pass against Keiko Takaboshi. We are not believing what we're seeing here. The race has completely turned on its head. In the final stages of this race, Adachi and Kai trading blows between each other. The comeback is becoming very real for Adachi, who's currently up into 15th place. He's making a monster comeback with those fresh tires right now. With the freshest tires available, he's going to try to clear Angela Sims again. After the spin that he had in the 30s range in the laps, Adachi is going to try to make a counterattack to get himself back into the point, and now he's successfully doing so. Now you can see and Salage his comeback. Her dark horse run is continuing to take shape here. She's gonna try to make a move against Aziz. There's gonna be a side-by-side battle here between Adachi and Sims there at the background here, and Sims has to shuffle off. Her tires is just not able to attack anymore. And now Takeda Adachi is now into 14th after the crash that brought him back down to last. He's now gonna be trying to make a comeback of his own. And now Dan Evans being overtaken by Kate Garcia for 12th. So many things happening in this race. So many drivers at the edge of their control. They're trying to survive in this race. That's going to be full of racing action here in this final stage. Everyone's just trying to survive. Meanwhile, Aziz Mwazif and Monica Shalage side by side coming into turn 13 and 40. Zeke Wimberly is going to try to clear the lap car of Keiko Takaboshi. He's going to be unable to do so. That might open the door for Shalage, who's now up into second place against Aziz Mwazif. These drivers are careful. There might be a switch. There might be a new race leader after all. And now you can see Zeke Wimberly manages to clear Keiko Takaboshi just about. When Hanari Miyuki has gone from bad to worse for her, she's currently down in 17th after having quite a promising race just inside the points. Now she's going to be out of it entirely. And now with Zeke Wimberly clearing the lap car of Keiko Takaboshi, he still needs to clear Hanari Miyuki with 10 laps to go. For Sarah Spana, she has never won a race in the aero. The closest was in Phillip Island in the 22-23 Hololive International Series season. Never has the Sarah Spana Club been this close to a race win ever. We want to say it up to this point. And right now, Zeke Wimberly will try to get his second win in about 2 months, 3 months, with this emphatic win here in Mandalika. You can see here that Takaboshi giving a lot of headache there to Shalage. Shalage is going to try and hang around the outside to clear the lap car. Takaboshi. His comeback continues. He's eating up the gaps against Kate Garcia and Dan Evans. He might just be able to get himself back against Corey Mendes after all. Oh, and as you can see here, now Zeke Wimberly gets close against gets close to Monica Shalage. As it wants him, Ethan Brunson trade blows once again. Ethan Brunson gets himself back into third place. It might not be over for these top 4 cars, maybe top 5 if De Oliveira manages to get his cards right. But the top 4 is only separated by just under 2 seconds there. That's how competitive it is here in Mandalika for this Mandalika Superprix. So it gets very close there against Wimberly. Oh, they both go off wide. You can see here on that Shalagi onboard, so she's really pushing on that right here. Oh, it's Sven Jensen. Oh, that's Keiko Takaboshi. She's in the spin. Her nightmare race comes to an end. Her tires is just set. The tires have had enough. And that will be her out of contention for any running in the points at the moment. And now we have Aziz Mwazif going side by side with Ethan Burleson for 3rd place. Monica Shalage against Zeke Wimberly. The race is not over yet. Shalage is going to go for her 2nd straight win in Mandalika in aero competitions. Dan Evans gets overtaken by Takeda Adachi. Takeda Adachi is going to be overtaken by Kate Garcia once again. And look at Shalage and Zeke Wimberly going side by side. Another battle for the race lead with 9 laps to go. And this time, Monica Shalage has the inside line coming to the third 17, but Zeke Wimberly manages to pull one back. They're trading blows left, right, and center. These race leaders, this is for the win here in Mandalika. Zeke Wimberly is going to try to bring the Saplings their first win. He's trying to give Saraswati her first win in aero competition. Monica Shalage is going to try to defend her crown in Mandalika in aero competition. She's going to go for her first win in Formula Hololive for Kyla Kowalska. As the undisputed queen of Mandalika, and right now the only obstacle standing in her way is Zeke Wimberly. acting as a literal blockade of threes. Winning this race or not. Meanwhile, we have Kate Garcia and Dan Evans trading blows between each other. Dan Evans has 13th place at the moment. Yeah, actually trying to get close to Juan Castanto. Speaking of Castanto and Miyuki, both of them having both ends of their both ends of the stick. You can see here Adachi. Castanto now up into 11th place, secure inside the points, limiting the damage against Jake Martinez. Giving Hunter out of the clear. Miwashilage going side by side once again with Zeke Wimberly, but it's not going to do for now. And you can see here on the field, the leaders here, and Bertha might take a move down to the side to try to spoil the party against Malo. Drivers thinking of a move down the inside, and now you can see here a bit of a side-by-side between Rafael de Oliveira and Aziz Moazif. We're now at the point. Oh, and as you can see here, Sean Delisle is going to try to spoil the party. He has been having a quiet race up to this point. He might get himself inside the top 5. Monica Shalagi getting very close there to Zeke Wimberly. He knows that any small mistake from Zeke Wimberly would mean a capitalization of that opportunity by Monica Shalage. Shalage, I think, has the faster car overall. Meanwhile, Adachi clears Juan Castanto. Schwal tries to clear it, but meanwhile, Adachi's going to try to clear it. But that's not going to be our focus for today. Right now, it's going to be Monica Shalage versus Zeke Wimberly. Down the inside goes Monica Shalage once again. It's going to be the inside line at turn 16, but it's going to be crucial because it's going to be the outside line at turn 17. And that would mean that Monica Shalage might be able to take this race lead after all. And she does. 52 laps complete. 6 laps to go here in Mandalika. And now Bertelson's going to apply the pressure on his fellow EN class teammate, but it's too far back for him to make a move. Right now, Monica Shalagi needs to get herself composed, at least trying to keep her wits with that lap car if she is unable to clear it. Zeke Wimberly is going to try to clear himself of the lap car right now. We're now at the point where the tires no longer allow car to go flat out at these mid-sections of this race. That gives a new arithmetic to the equation here, and now you can see just the pace difference between the drivers with new tires and the ones with old. I mean, you can see here 128 for the leaders, and for the more already competitive, you feel like 122 and maybe 121 still. That's just the pace difference that we have at the moment. That's why it might be if they're going to try to actually come to the pits to get their car serviced. They might just be an equation coming to the end of this race after all. And now you can see here Zeke Wimberly trying to go for an opportunity, trying to find a space to pass Shalage for position. But it's not going to go to plan for Wimberly right now. Shalage leads this lap again. 5 laps to go here in Mandalika for the Mandalika Superprix. Oh, and as you can see here, Wimberly tries to get close. Just needs the space, just needs a good exit there. See Wimberly, if he wants to have any shot of getting Shalage for the race lead. And this is assuming that Shalage doesn't make any mistakes. Shalage knows her stake of being the queen, the undisputed queen of Mandalika is on the line. Now she's gonna try to go down the inside of her fellow Holo Hero teammate, Hanari Miyuki. She's gonna put Hanari Miyuki a lap down Monica Shalage. Oh, and Monica Shalage gets spun by Hanari Miyuki and gets collected. She's gonna try to continue. Zeke Wimberly gonna try to continue. What are we looking at here? Monica Shalage from 0 to 0 in a matter of seconds. Hanari Miyuki is not going to give her teammate the benefit of the doubt. And there's surely going to be friction between these two teammates. Come the end of this race, Monica Shilagi knew her race was in the bag if Miyuki just gave her a bit of space, but there was no space given. And that costed Shilagi the race win. She manages to continue, but she's now down in 7th. Another twist in the race where we thought Monica Shilagi had this race under control. But it's going to be Zeke Wimberly taking advantage. There was contact between the two, but because Wimberly has already cleared Hanari Miyuki, he might just have this race in the bag. This race is not how Monica Shilagi had envisioned after she took the lead, being taken out by her own Holo Hero teammate. That has got to be absolutely brutal. Meanwhile, we have Shilagi just trying to get himself back into the top 5 after that massive accident that put her out of contention for the race win. But Galal isn't going to take this line down. He's going to be in 6th place with a stellar defensive move. But this time it's not going to be enough. And as you can see here, Shilagi trying to limit the damage as much as he can after that contact. Oh, and as you can see here, it could be a 3-wide battle here. Look at Jake Martinez trying to steal 7th place away from Monica Shilagi. Monica Shilagi tries to hang around the inside, but that's not going to work. Or is it? It might be 3 wide. Look at Corey Rico Mendez in 9th place, trying to go for a move against Monica Shilagi, who's already battered and bruised. 3 wide. There's contact. Everyone manages to have their car pointed at still the right direction. 3 laps to go here in Mandalika, and it's still a massive guess on who's going to be finishing second because Zeke Wimberly has already cleared lap cars. Shilagi has put Martinez back down into 8th place. Oh, nearly lost the car there, Jake Martinez. Takeda Adachi, after making contact with Puerto Rico Mendez, is going to end up finishing inside 11th place after all with a good service inside the car to get himself some fresh tires. Also, we're looking at Sven Jensen having a pretty decent comeback run in 17th, Sein Goto for Keiko Takaboshi. But the one that has got to be fuming a lot has got to be Monica Shilagi. She knows she had this race in the bag, and for it to be thrown away by what she thinks is an incompetent teammate, that's got to sting her a lot, because she knows she could be the undisputed queen of Mandalika if Hanari Miyuki was able to make the move, at least move over against Shilagi. That's not going to be the case. Zeke Wimberly has already started at lap 57, the penultimate lap of this race, and he only has 1 lap car in front, and that is, I believe, Sven Jensen, who already has special tires. Meanwhile, Wasev and Yuri Rafael Oliveira trying to trade blows between each other. We're still trying to process this as much as possible. We're just trying to understand what are we looking at. Contact here and there. Meanwhile, at the back, Martinez and Mendez battling between each other, Takamori style. And as you can see, it's going to be Corey Mendez who might be able to steal 9th place. But look at Takeda Adachi, not far behind. He might get his revenge act after all. Drivers have made crashes that resulted in them being teleported into the pits. But Mio will also going to be taking a little into Takeda Adachi, trying to make himself back into the top 10, despite all the adversities that he has faced, being involved in a crash with Corey Rico Mendez, I believe. And meanwhile, here we can see Takeda Adachi using the immense grip advantage to effect. Right now, this guy managing to defend. Final lap has already started. Zeke Wimberly with a lot of control. He kept it under control. He kept it safe. He basically manages to just be in it to win it. Zeke Wimberly. That's so him. to just be consistent and to just remain calm even when all of the world is falling down. He did this while he was racing for Camilo in the Sugo Superprix, and now he's gonna do the same thing in the Mandalika Superprix. And right now he only has 7 corners to deal with. The Saplings and Sarah's Fauna have not seen a victory in any aero competition. Meanwhile, Santiago manages to steal 4 away from the Oliveira, but number 4, the Oliveira has 4 points back, but that doesn't matter. The Saplings and Sarah's Fauna have long awaited for this moment to come. Zeke Wimberley, 3 corners to go for this young man. He has run an absolutely faultless race. Sure, there may be contact left, right, and center. There may be actions left, right, and center. But he has remained absolutely icy cool on his head. Ice cold in his veins. Nature is healing. Zeke Wimberley wins for Sarah's Fauna and the Saplings in the Mandalika Superprix. A great result for Sarah's Fauna and the Saplings, as we mentioned. Also another great result for Adak-RMS and Ethan Burleson, especially for Tanashi Mume. Bernardo Santiago finally gets himself into the point seat in emphatic fashion. Meanwhile, there's a hive of race cars in that finish there. Miyuki and Takaboshi make up the final 2 positions. De Oliveira 6th, Goliath 5th, Shalage 7th after all that, Mendes 8th, Adachi 9th, manages to beat almost managing to beat Corey Rico Mendes at the end. The contact was basically undone by Takeda Adachi peeling himself back into the pits, and he almost manages to beat Adachi. Ayo Castanto in 11th and 12th. Adachi with an amazing comeback run to 9th place. Evans 13th. Meanwhile, Kento Kai and Sven Jensen on that last lap overtake. Jensen's gonna go for a double overtake to get himself back into the points. Sven Jensen inside the points, and that should be the race here in Mandalika. What a race what a race we've been watching here in this Mandalika Street Circuit. Zeke Wimberley scores his first win for Sarah's Fauna. Ethan Burleson, he scores his best finish for Tanashi Mume in 2nd. Aziz Muazif, again, he finishes inside the podium in 3rd place for Ayun Narisu. Bernardo Santiago with his first points finish of the season, his best finish of the season for Watson Amelia. Sean Goliath, 5th place for Gargura. And what a race, it should have been for Hall ID. Only 1 ID class car inside the top 5. But that doesn't matter. Yuri Rafael de Oliveira is also got to be enjoying this finish in 6th place. Monica Schlage has got to be fuming against Hanari Miyuki for the contact that she had on the late stages of this race. Corey Rico Mendes and Takeda Adachi. Look at the gap between these drivers. That's a close gap at the end. We're going to definitely take a look at the replays. Corey Rico Mendes narrowly beats Takeda Adachi, who he crashed with, I believe, in the middle of that race. Takeda Adachi 9th for Dynamite Nanis, Jake Martinez 10th for Mori Calliope. There's going to be a lot of damage limitations for Wani Castanto. We're going to mention that later. Hinoshitayo in her home race finishes 11th for Hoshinabamuna. Hopefully the fortunes will change in the Indonesian Grand Prix tomorrow. Wani Castanto 12th for Ora Crony. And then we have Dan Evans 13 for Irene 15, alongside Kate Garcia 14 for Vesta Zeta. And then we have Sven Jensen 15 for Iris after a last lap overtake. Double overtake, by the way, against Kento Kai and Angela Sims, 17 and 16 respectively. Of course, we have Angela Sims for Anya Melvissa, Kento Kai 17 for Hakos Bales. Hanari Miyuki, what a race it would have been. Hanari Miyuki, she was there inside the points, but then she was out of the points. Unfortunate for her. For Kobo Kanairu. And Kika Takawashi rounds out the last driver on the field to finish his race. 2 cars a lap down in total. So with that away, let's take a look into the replays. First of all, let's take a look into what happened to Takeda Adachi as he makes contact with Corey Rico Mendes. So if you want to know what happened, we're just gonna get into... Oh, no. Apologies here. It's not actually contact with Corey Rico Mendes. It's actually self-inflicted. Take a look. Oh, just lost the rear. That's just heartbreaking for Adachi. He was trying to attack. Here is here is Takeda Adachi way on board. Fast forward just a bit to see where he actually lost it. I think he was trying to break it a little more. Here's where he lost Carz. Right here. Oh, hit the grass there. Lost a lot of grip there. That should be absolutely heartbreaking for Takeda Adachi. I don't think Corey Command has anything to do with this, actually. Let's take a look at Corey once again. A bit of a rewind for Corey Rico to see what has happened there. Yeah, there was no contact between himself and Corey Rico. Quality there. Oh, just hit that low surface, and that caused Takeda Adachi to lose the car. So we're gonna go look into the final lap at Takeda Adachi as well to see where he's making a rebound against. Here's Takeda Adachi making a move against Hinoji Tayo. And of course he got very close to everyone there. And as you can see here, the cast just closed down very rapidly. Here's where a lot of actions have happened. Here's Takeda Adachi's move against what I believe to be Jake Martinez, who moved himself into 9th place. This is well executed, but that actually uses the outside line and using the superior tires against Jake Martinez. You can see there's a lot of cars there. There's also a side-by-side battle that one time between Chocolate and Rafael de Oliveira. And that explains there. Oh, that was very close there between the two. It's almost a photo finish between Yuri Rafael and Shongalile. Here's Yuri Rafael is on board against Shongalile here. And it got very close between them. Here. Yuri Rafael had a very poor signal on that final four, and that caused it. Yuri Rafael. Which, oh, we would have said that. So, well, we need to take a look at the finish line. Oh, it's a photo finish between the two. And if we look at the results, I think Yuri Rafael just beat Shongalile by a hair, and as you can see, that is very, very close between the two. That is amazing. We also want to take a look into Keiko Takaboshi's spin earlier on, if you want to know what happened to her. Same thing happened to Takeda Adachi, happened to Keiko. Same area where she spun, where Adachi spun, that's where Keiko Takaboshi spun. That's unfortunate for Takaboshi. Unfortunately, she also managed to come back as well. Here's also Sven Jensen's spin. Here's what happened between Sven Jensen and Kento Kai. Behavior has gone wrong. Here's on board Sven Jensen against Kento Kai. Trying to get close to Kento Kai, but way too close, trying to catch a car. But at this point, the engine's just stalled, and Sven Jensen would be out of running. And that's not the biggest accident we've been seeing, because the biggest accident will be actually against Hanari Miyuki and Monica Shalage, which should be at around this point. Surely there has got to be a lot of interactions between Miyuki and Shalage, especially in the post race. Here is the angle once again, as Miyuki and Shalage get close between each other. You can see here Miyuki tries to give space to Shalage in the outside, but then you can see here coming into turn 11, there was side by side. Now here's the thing, Monica Shalage actually drifted off wide, but Hanari Miyuki has already committed into that racing line, so there was the contact going to be inevitable. Play. And as you can see here, Monica Shalage got head into a full spin, tries to get herself back into the right direction, makes contact with Zeke Wimberly, the driver who will eventually take the race lead away. And as you can see here, Shalaka tried to continue, and she managed to continue, but that's gotta be very unfortunate. It's also gonna be very tricky to see who was actually at fault here. So looking at Hanari Miyuki's is on board. Oh, she wasn't expecting Shalaki to cut her off. There's going to be a huge amount of altercations there, but I think it's going to be a racing incident. Hanari Miyuki might just be the innocent one out there. You can see here, Shalaki on the steer at turn 11. So it is a racing incident after all. Here is the rear onboard shot of Monica Shalage. Here to see what happened. Wait, here is Shalage go down the inside against Hanari Miyuki, and she thought she played a lot of car, so she thought she could get corner. And you can see here, that's where the contact puts Shalage around, and makes contact with Equimberly for good measure. You stand still, that causes a bit of a kerfuffle. That's when Mandalika manages to catch up to manages to clear himself that lap him there. And out of the way, that should be it for all of the replays here in Mandalika. And obviously, it has been a very, very interesting race, a very fun race to watch. Entertaining from start to finish, and we have had some confirmation that the results are accurate as of this race here at the moment. So we will share you the updated championship standings, but there will be a huge shakeup actually. So let's take a look into the championship standings before we close this stream. Jake Martinez still holds on to this championship lead, but his lead has extended by about 35 points to Wani Castanto in second place for Orocroni. Dan Evans hangs on to 13th place for Irania 50. And now Ethan Bertelsen is inside the top 5 for the Nanashi Mumi. And here we can see Takeda Adachi in 4th place for Dinamai Ananis, hanging around very nicely in that position as he manages to make near comeback against all the odds. Out, nearly getting close to Puerto Rico Mendes, undoing the damage too. And then we also have Monica Shalage in 6th place, despite the spin that she had. She would have, she would feel like she would be hard done by. She would at least be challenging Jake Martinez for the championship lead, had it not been for the conflict between her and Hanari Miyuki. Then there's Anis Moazev and Zeke Wimberly. Zeke Wimberly's statement win puts him inside the top 10. Hanari Miyuki falls down the order after scoring no points. Anis Moazev's 3rd place finish puts himself inside the top 10 in 7th place for Misu. Puerto Rico Mendes hangs around in 10th place for Takanashi Kiara after his top 10 finish. Sean Galile gets closer inside the top 10, as well as Angela Sims after their points position. Now, they are currently tied at the moment, so we're going to need to use a tiebreaker to determine who will be actually in 11th and 12th. But for now, they're currently tied. We'll update you on the Adak-RMS organization Twitter account. We'll report this later. Kika Takaboshi is in 13th place, alongside Bernardo Santiago, who is actually tied between each other as well. So we're going to use a tiebreaker for them as well. You're Rafael de Oliveira now. Also up to 15 places, but without out of the way, all of the full-time entrants have scored points. Then we have Kento Kai, Zed Jensen in 16 and 17 place, Nishitayu in 18, and Kega Garcia down in 19 place. And with that out of the way, we can end this stream with a bit of positive. Tomorrow there will be the Indonesia Grand Prix, and if you think there's enough racing action for you this weekend, there's going to be more tomorrow. For the Indonesian Grand Prix, full 305 kilometers race distance, 71 laps of total racing action amongst the Hololive representatives. It's in the same time as we started this race for today. And out of the way, hopefully everyone is able to tune in to tomorrow. I'm Amar Shazid Reza, and well, it's just me at this point. And you've been watching the 2024 Mandalika Superprix. We'll see you tomorrow.